Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Next Dev. Today we have a very special guest from Theo's team. We have Ben Davis. How you doing, Ben?
Good. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. So, you are Theo's content manager and a software engineer.
Yes.
So tell us about that. How'd you get started with software engineering to begin off, and then Theo's content manager? How'd that come along? So
Yeah.
give us the life
So
story.
I'll give you the abridged version because it's about 6 years in the making. But I started doing programming and computer science stuff in high school. The high school I went to had a program with another high school in the area, which was like a college. I forget I think they called it like career tech or something like that. But effectively, really, what it was I could take college level computer science classes in high school. So was first exposed to programming and stuff like that in high school. My very first language was Visual Basic. I did a lot of stuff in that. Ended up actually competing in high school in that. I made it to like the national championship in that like competition league or whatever my senior year, but that was also COVID year, which got nuked, so I didn't get to do that, which really sucked. But that's sort of how I got started. But the big thing that really happened there was we had to do a web development project for kind of our end of year thing. The stack we ended up using back then was like PHP and jQuery and stuff like that. It was kind of a mess, but it allowed me to work with some real businesses and make some real websites and realize like, hey, I can make money off this, do more things with this. So I kept going with it through college. I went to Ohio State, did the computer science major there, had a very good experience with that. Have not fully finished the degree. I just moved to San Francisco, so I'm most likely not going to end up finishing that degree. But throughout college, I ended up building a lot of stuff. The biggest of which was Insider Viz. Is that pulled up right now? Um,
I can pull it up right here. Here we
yeah,
go.
cool. Just pull that up. Basically, what this was just insider trading data, visualizations, and analysis. My friends and I built this our sophomore and junior year. We ended up competing in some entrepreneurship competitions at Ohio State. We ended up winning all of those, got some money, which allowed us to work on it more. And yeah, it was a great experience. And then my junior year, I started watching Theo's content. His content is actually what sort of inspired me to it's what inspired the tech stack that ended up becoming Insider Viz. It was the OG T3 stack, the TRPC, Next.js, Prisma, all that stuff. It was the very first stack we used to get it in production. And I really liked his videos and I wanted to make videos of my own. So I started making videos my junior year of college. They weren't particularly good, but they were there. And I just kind of kept grinding and grinding on that for about a year and a half or so until last summer, Theo basically put something out where he's like, hey, I want a channel apprentice to mentor someone on YouTube and help out with some little things here and there. Immediately jumped on that, DM'd him, sent him some stuff, and he's like, yeah, sure. You look good. You can do this. He brought me in to do that. And then slowly over the last 6 to 8 months or so, it's just ramped up. It went from just me helping out with thumbnails, which were atrocious, really, really bad to start out, doing thumbnails, then it was placing ads on videos, then it was editing ads, and it's just got more and more and more to the point where now I am his full-time channel manager. I do a lot of email, a lot of video editing, also a lot of code writing because we have a lot of internal tools that we use to run this YouTube channel. Running a YouTube channel at the size and scale of Theo's is a lot of work. And it just got to the point where I was just doing so much that it made sense for me to move out here full time. And my job now is basically to just hang out in Theo's living room all day and we just work on stuff, be it email, video editing, code, whatever it really is. It's a very, very good gig. And that's kind of how I got here.
Nice. Yeah, that's super cool. And I went ahead and when you're talking about your YouTube, I showed that.
Mhm.
And so obviously, you're not doing bad on the YouTube side. 22,000 subscribers, 171 videos. Definitely a little Theo Junior over here. But
That, yeah.
so when you like applied, I guess I don't know the correct terminology, but when you like reached out to him, did you like send him like a 30-second clip where you're like, "What's up, Theo? My name's Ben, and these are the five top 10 reasons I want to become your content manager." Or like, what did
No,
that look like?
it was actually way easier than that because he already knew who I was. He'd already watched my videos, already knew who I was, liked what I was doing, so it was much easier. It was very much just like he put out that tweet for a apprentice. I immediately DM'd and he was like, "Yeah." for sure, you're the right fit. Easy, very easy slide in right there. And then a lot of like becoming the channel manager was just growing my responsibilities organically over time. Like I said, it started with just thumbnails, then it was ads, then it was the Vercel thing happened, and he switched from the channel sponsor model to the per video ad model, which has been a godsend for me because that's the reason I get to be out here, is because the amount of work on the channel quintupled, or probably 10x whenever that happened. Because before it was just like 6 to 10 brands to work with, do a tutorial, do some sponsored videos, nothing too crazy. Now it's daily videos with an ad on every single video. Is a lot of work. Working with 30 plus brands, it's quite an experience to get all that to work.
Yeah, because I think you mentioned this when we were talking offline one time, but it's like the ads are constantly being checked and like re-verified and stuff like that, right? So I can imagine the workload on that is way bigger than any sort of other. Hey, do you want an ad? Yeah, sure. Let me do this one video for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of back and forth on it because we'll record like one of our current channel sponsors, like Blacksmith. We worked with them recently. Great company, great guys. Really, really like working with them. And we recorded 3 ads for them. So I edit those 3 ads, and then we need to send it out to them for a review. And then they bring it back to us and they're like, "Hey, these look great, but can we change these like 2 things?" So I have to re-edit those, send them back to them. And then we have to figure out where those get placed, how all that works. We have to get the tracking links set up. There's so much coordination just to make this work on a daily cadence.
Right. Yeah, go ahead, Goose.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we moved in together recently,
Mhm.
like a week ago,
Yeah.
or about so,
Yeah.
and I've gotten to see your routine sort of
Mm-hmm.
working with Theo. You disappear for like 10 hours.
Yeah, pretty much my work hours are like 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. every day. It kind of feels like pretty much my day to day is just wake up, go to the gym, clean some stuff up, and then get some food, walk over to Theo's, and then just work all day. That's pretty much it. Like, and again, it's very much just like kind of hanging out in his living room and doing whatever needs to be done. It's a really cool gig. It's working with someone like Theo is awesome because he does pretty much exactly what I want to do long term. So he's an incredible mentor and he's a great friend. I really, really like working with him.
Yeah, sounds like an amazing gig.
Yeah.
I heard also that you got to contribute a whole lot to the thumbnails on the channel. I
Mhm.
understand you're making all of them nowadays. Is that right?
Not all, but I'd say a majority at this point. That was one of the things where it went from like I would make maybe 1 in 20 to now I'm probably making like 7 in 10. Like it's gotten way more. Just because I've naturally gotten better at it over time, which is what happens on anything. I mean, if anything in the content world or in programming or just anything in life, it's just you need to put in the reps. And that's one of the best things of getting to work for Theo, who's such a machine on generating content. I can get so many reps in so fast. I haven't looked at it recently, but I think my thumbnails directory on my laptop, I've got approximately like 150 to 200 thumbnails in there.
Oh, I
And
thought you were about to say gig. I was like, dang.
not gigs, no, because I mean the files aren't huge. But yeah, I've made an insane amount of thumbnails and done an insane amount of video editing, and you just kind of get good at this stuff over time. That's just how it works. It's the classic thing. I think Mr. Beast said this about YouTube, that like any small creator, someone who wants to get into this stuff and wants advice, what he and most any competent creator will say is like, okay, great, make 100 videos, then come back to me. And typically after making 100 videos or doing the thing 100 times, they'll already have a very good idea of how to do it and be at a bar where like you can actually be useful.
Right.
Actually improve there on the advice. But when you're just starting out, you're just figuring out how to press record on your camera, bring the footage in to Final Cut, get it edited and clipped down. You just got to go through that yourself. And Theo has let me do that on thumbnails and editing and on the channel organically by doing it for him, since he already has so much surface area to work with. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and I understand a lot of work needs to go into piece of media content in order to make it a YouTube banger.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, I'm sure, are running into this, starting this thing, that like there's a lot that goes into this. I'm very impressed with how much like production quality and nice setup you guys already have on episode 2, which is great. I'm looking forward to seeing all the YouTube clips and figuring out how to really blow this up.
So that's probably it's my backstory with that type of thing is really funny because I have always gone for when I ship something or when I create something, it better look damn good that I would
Mhm.
watch it. That's kind of like
Yeah.
my threshold where I'm like, if I don't even want to watch this,
Yeah.
I don't even want to ship it because my standard for success is myself, and that's
Hmm.
why I was tweeting about this the other day. I was like, the amount of projects I have that have never seen the light of day just because they worked really well, but I wasn't able to slap a good UX and UI onto it is crazy
Hmm.
because I'll use it. I encounter one small bug, I just completely drop it because I'm like, this is worthless, this is useless. I can't even use this. But I've I've all I think my not not streaming, but like some sort of content creation type thing began back in like the 2015s when like the Clash of
Hmm.
Clans streamers were like really big. So I was
Oh yeah.
like, I remember I was talking to my dad. I was like, hey, can I rent this iPad from you for like $10 a month so I can make Clash of Clans like builder progression videos?
Hmm.
And he was like, sure. So I rented to him for like $10 a month. Obviously, nowhere near what it actually costs. And I
Well,
just
yeah.
started like uploading those videos over and over again.
Hmm.
And I got a solid 200 views on
Yeah.
combined five videos. But
Hmm.
that just kind of uh, like shot my passion of creation and making good visuals and making good experiences
Hmm.
so that it's like, okay, I could actually enjoy this. I could actually tune into my own show and kind
Yeah.
of relive those moments. Or if I didn't create it, then I could kind of tune in and find some value from it. That's sort of my ideology behind it.